everybody. Well, today is one of my favorite stories because before I read about it, I had never heard this story before. It's about the Little Dipper. And we're going to play a game here in a minute. When I started thinking about the Little Dipper and I heard this story, you know, the Little Dipper has Polaris at the very end of its dipper handle. That's the North Star. And so I started thinking about the North Star. And so I got out my globe and I found Michigan right there. And I thought, oh, yep, the North Star always points to the north. And the point on Earth is our North Pole. But up in the sky, it's way up there. Our North Pole points right now to Polaris. In fact, because we live in Michigan, I'm going to get out my little BB-8 guy, and I'm going to put him right on Michigan like he was looking towards the North Pole. So he's going to look up in the sky and then spin around and then jump my little thing there back to Michigan. And whoa, he does a big circle as the Earth is spinning. He does from day to night, he does a big circle all around the North Pole. And if he didn't live in Michigan, if he lived maybe up there in Canada, whoa, he's closer to the North Pole. Let's see what his circle would look like now. Circle, 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 circle around, jump. Circle, 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 circle. Wow, it's a smaller circle the closer you get to the North Pole as the Earth spins. If you're standing on the Earth, your circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller until you're standing right on the North Pole and everything spins around you. So then if you look into the sky, you're going to be looking straight at Polaris, straight at the handle of the Big Dipper, which is what our story is about today. So hey, I thought we could play a little game here. And if you stand up, and I wonder if I stand up, I'll disappear. Oh, my head disappears. So I'm going to move my camera just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. What I want you to do is stand up, stick out your hands just like this, and you're the Earth. And when you stick out your hands, I want you to point your finger right there. And we're going to draw, I call this circle in the sky. And so you're the Earth, and with your arms out from your shoulders pointing in directions, your pointer fingers are going to draw a circle. So we're going to be the Earth drawing a circle in the sky. So turn around just like you're the Earth turning from day to night. That's a big circle in the sky. Okay, so now lift up your arms a little bit. See my pointer fingers? I'm drawing a circle in the sky, but instead of at the equator, I'm higher on the globe, just like BB-8 was. He moved up here. So up we go. So now turn around and a little faster this time. Circle in the sky, circle in the sky, circle in the sky, circle in the sky. Okay, so now one more time. Lift your hands up higher. See my pointer fingers? You can't see me. We'll try this again. My camera will catch this maybe. Whoa. So now my circle is a little smaller. So spin. Circle in the sky, circle in the sky, circle in the sky. Okay. One more time. Up. Hold your hands as close to your ears as you can like that. See how I'm pointing? How small is my circle going to be? Ready? It's a tiny circle as the Earth spins. So that's kind of a fun game you can play to see how the Earth spins and how small that circle is the farther north you get until you get right at the top, the North Pole. So I have one more thing to do before we tell the story, actually, because I started thinking about the North Pole and what it would be like up there. So let's think together what it might be like. I have something right here, an easel to draw on. So I'm going to draw the top of the world on my easel right here. And I'm going to draw the Earth because it's curved. There we go. There's the top of the earth. Okay, so at the very top of my circle, that's where the North Pole would be. I'm gonna put, you know what? Do you think there's really a pole, like a pole sticking up out of the North Pole like this? What do you think? Do you think that's really there? No, you're right. There is no actual pole at the North. You know, we say that Santa lives at the North Pole, and so whoops, that marker does not work. Let's do this marker. So sometimes we do a big candy cane, red and green candy cane, marking the North Pole because we say that that's where Santa lives. But there actually is no pole at the North Pole, but scientists measure it because of the curvature of the Earth, and they know where that point is. So there's my little candy cane marking the North Pole. But what's it like up there? We're gonna play a game called If I Went to the North Pole and I Saw, and you can play this game like I went to the moon and I saw. You could come up with something. So, and I'll try to draw it. So here's the question. I went to the North Pole and I saw. So there's where I need some feedback from you guys. What did you see at the North Pole? I went to the North Pole and I saw a what?
I saw a reindeer.
A reindeer. Cool. All right. So I went to the North Pole and I saw a reindeer. I'm going to draw his antlers. I'm going to draw his head and his legs. And here we go. A reindeer. I went to the North Pole and I saw a reindeer.
Elf at the North Pole.
An elf. Oh, you saw an elf at the North Pole? Ooh, I wonder if I can draw an elf. Well, elves have funny hats, right? So I'll start with the funny hat. And then a person. And he's kind of short.
Seal.
Oh, a seal. Oh, that's a good one because, yeah, there's no land under the North Pole. It's the ocean. The Arctic Ocean. I'm going to draw an ocean. And a seal lives in the ocean. So let's see, am I good at making a seal? Let's find out. Little nose, little body, big tail. There we go. There's a seal. Oh, that doesn't look like a seal very good. Maybe his head should be rounder. Yep, and he's black. And he's swimming around and he comes up. Little feet. There you go. There's my seal. That's the best I can do. There's a seal. Okay, what else? I went to the North Pole and I saw
a fish.
A fish. Oh, yeah.
Santa Claus.
Oh, and Santa Claus. First, let me draw a fish. That's easy. Okay, so underneath in the water, I saw a fish. Ooh. Very cold fish. Okay. And somebody said Santa Claus. Okay. All right. So there's Mrs. Claus too. Oh, wow. Okay. So here is a Santa hat. And Santa head. And a Santa beard. And Santa hands and feet. And I'm going to put Mrs. Claus out of here because I'm running out of space. Another Santa hat. And Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus doesn't have a beard, but she's got lots of cool curly hair. And smiling. And there she is. She's got a Santa dress on. There we go. Okay, what do you think? All right, so we got lots up there. You know, when I went in my imagination, when I was thinking about what might be at the North Pole, I'm glad you said seal. I'm glad you said fish. I'm going to say lots and lots of ice. Lots and lots of ice. Lots and lots of ice. Everywhere there's ice, 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 because it's really cold up there. What?
Snow.
Snow. Yeah, snow. Whoops, my blue marker just ran out. Okay, snow, 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 snow. And does that, whoops, does that snow melt very much? No.
Yes.
Yeah, well, right now, because of global warming, sometimes it melts too much. Sometimes the ice and the snow melts too much. That's one of the things that we have to do is figure out how to stop that because it's supposed to be cold at the North Pole all the time. There we go.
Light.
What?
Light.
Light? Oh, yeah, you know what? Because of the way the Earth spins, sometimes you can see the sun for 24 hours a day. That was a good one. But then because of the way the seasons change, sometimes you don't see the sun at all and you see dark sky in the wintertime. Right now, up in the North Pole, it's dark all the time and the sun never rises. That is a good point. And all you see is maybe some stars. Well, I'm going to draw a moon. Maybe you just see the stars and the moon right now because it's wintertime and it's dark for 24 hours a day. That moon doesn't show up. So there we go. Pretty cool. You guys have a great ideas about the North Pole. And I'm going to get my easel out of the way here now. And we're going to get to the story about the big, or not the Big Dipper. Well, the Big Dipper, but mostly the Little Dipper. And so we've got the reindeer, we've got the seal, and we got the fish. Oh, Santa needs some eyes. What do you think they would see in the sky if they looked right up above them, right up above their heads at the North Pole? What would their view of the stars be? Wow. Well, I think they could see Polaris, the North Star. Okay. Oh, one more thing I wanted to do with my globe here, I almost forgot, is part of this story, we discover that Polaris wasn't always the North Star. Well, that's weird. So I just took my globe off its frame, and I'm gonna stick my stick right down in the center of the pole. Our Earth wobbles a little as it spins. So can you see how this stick that points north kind of moves and wobbles? Now, it takes a long time for our Earth to do that, like thousands and thousands of years. But back in time, our North Pole did not point directly to Polaris. So I wanted to show you that up close here. So let's do the story. It's called Little Bear, Little Dipper. So Tom, you can fire up our pictures and let's tell the story. Okay. All right, there we have it. Oh, I can see the Little Dipper. It looks like an upside down bear. And I can see the Big Dipper. That looks like a bear. And the title of the story is Little Dipper, Little Bear. But what's on the corner of my frame? It's a little animal. And he says, I don't think so. Little Dipper, Little Bear. I don't think so. Okay. Oh, yeah. Come with me back in time. Thousands of years ago when Polaris was not the North Star. There it is up there hanging off the handle of the Little Dipper. And it shows how to find the North Star by the Big Dipper. Polaris was not the North Star? But I thought Polaris was always the North Star. And our big animal says, nope, it was not always the North Star. I wonder why. Oh, this is an explanation and it's kind of complicated. As it spins, the Earth wobbles like a top, like my globe kind of wobbled. Long ago, Earth's North Pole was pointing to a dark place in the sky between a star called Kochab and Mizar. And Kochab was in the Little Dipper, the star on the very edge of its dipper shape, and Mizar in the handle of the Big Dipper. So there's our little animal looking at the Earth, pointing towards Polaris. And down here, wobble, wobble. See how our Earth wobbled over time and doesn't point quite to Polaris over thousands and thousands of years. That would be so weird. But right now we're pointing right at Polaris. Whoa. I love it when stars have names that I can hardly pronounce, like Kochab. Come back in time with me to Egypt. Oh, Egypt, that's another place on our globe. When no one looked at the Big Dipper and imagined it was a dipper, and they didn't imagine it was a big bear, or some other names that the Big Dipper has had is a plow and a wagon, and no one imagined those shapes when they looked at the Dipper thousands and thousands of years ago. They didn't see a bear in the sky. They didn't see a plow. They didn't see a wagon, and they didn't see a dipper. I wonder what they saw. Come back in time with me to Egypt, back thousands of years ago, when no one looked at the Little Dipper and imagined that it was a smaller dipper or a smaller bear or a lesser or littler wagon. And on the side of that big animal is an upside down dipper, the Little Dipper. But no one saw a dipper. I wonder what they saw. Oh, it was a time when Egyptians had kings called pharaohs. So there's some artwork that shows what a pharaoh might have dressed like. And there's a map to show where Egypt is in Africa. And you can find that on a globe anytime you want. So Egyptians had kings called pharaohs. All right, that was a long time ago. It was a time when Egyptians believed that when their pharaoh kings died, they became stars in the northern sky. Wow, cool. So there's a pharaoh all wrapped up like a mummy, and they became stars in the northern sky. Ooh, and there's my little shadow animal. What animal is that? Okay, can you imagine becoming a star in the northern sky? Whoa, stars in the northern sky never rise or set. Whoa, take a look at that picture. There's a bunch of constellations there that we can usually see if we look to the north in the sky at night. I can see Leo, I can see Draco, I can see Cassiopeia, which looks like a W. Whoa, I can see Corona Borealis, that looks like a crown. I can see a lot of stars, and they never set. Whoa, that's weird because our sun is a star, and it rises and sets in the morning and at night. And our moon rises and sets, which means sometimes we can't see the sun because it's below the horizon. But then when it comes back around to daytime, we can see it all day long. Same with the moon. The stars in the northern sky never rises or sets. So if you were like BB-8 standing right on Michigan going a circle around my globe, you could always see those northern stars in the nighttime. Wow, this is kind of cool. The northern stars circle the point that is due north. Do you remember what point that is, everybody? The North Pole. And those poles are called circumpolar stars. Circle means circa means circle, and polar means the North Pole. The northern stars circle the point that is due north. That's the pole. Because you can always see them in the night sky, Egyptians called them indestructibles. That's a big word. Indestructibles. You could always see them. They were always there. Whoa, there's our little animals circling the northern sky. When photographers take pictures of the northern sky and they, at night, sometimes they leave their cameras on and the points of light make streaky lines that swirl in a big circle around at one point due north. North, 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 the North Pole in the sky. All right, there we go. Northern stars. If you were a pharaoh, you wish that you would become one of the indestructible stars. And if you were a pharaoh, you built a pyramid and it was laid out so that it faced those indestructible stars. Whoa. Oh, that's an interesting picture. There's the world and the sun and the pyramid and all of those stars that you can see in the northern sky. So the pyramids were built not just plunked down anywhere. They positioned them so those pyramids could help the pharaohs get to the north sky. All right, next picture. If you were a pharaoh, you knew that your pyramid would take you to due north in the sky, and you could always live as an indestructible star. Woo, there's that animal again. I wonder who he is. All right, next slide. Oh, who was the guardian of the northern sky? Whoa, who protected this dark and mysterious place? The place that really wasn't marked by a star, but it was just a place between two stars. Who kept the circle of the northern skies and the northern stars free from harm? There's that crazy big animal again. Who is that protector? Was it Hawk? Oh, Egyptians believed that hawks protected the pharaohs. Egyptians believed that hawks were rulers of the skies. Oh, but our little guy says, nope, it wasn't Hawk. Who do you think it was? Was it Wolf? That's a good guess. The Egyptians' name for wolf was Jackal. Jackal guided souls in the afterlife. He guided souls up to heaven. Jackal was a guardian and protected the dead. But no, it wasn't Jackal. There's a little guy says, no, it wasn't Jackal. Oh, was it Crocodile?
Yeah.
You think it was Crocodile? Yeah, maybe. Whoa, Egyptians believed that if you could tame a crocodile, if you had a pet crocodile and you tamed it, they could use its killing power to protect themselves from danger. So your pet crocodile could protect you. I wonder if it was Crocodile. That would be a good one. But this little guy here in the corner says, not Crocodile. Oh my goodness. It wasn't Hawk. It wasn't Jackal. It's not Crocodile. It was Hippopotamus. What? A hippopotamus? A hippopotamus in the sky protecting all the pharaohs that tried to be an indestructible star? It was Hippopotamus. Wow. Let's see what his job was. What was Hippopotamus's job? Oh, here comes Hippopotamus, circling the north sky, keeping order among the stars. So if anybody had a disagreement or a fight, he would go and keep the order and keep the peace. Whoa, and there he is going around the circle of the northern sky stars. Hippopotamus. Here comes Hippopotamus, circling the place of mystery, stopping all who were not good enough to be indestructible stars. So everybody kind of wanted to live forever as a star, but not everybody could. If you're not good enough to be an indestructible star, you better watch out, because here comes Hippopotamus. All right. Oh, here comes Hippopotamus. Circling with the northern stars, gobbling up everything that is bad and everything that is wicked. He didn't want anything bad up there. No, he didn't. Here comes hippopotamus. Oh, here comes hippopotamus. Whoa, here comes hippopotamus. The Egyptians had a name for her. Her name was Taweret. Whoa, can you say that? Taweret? The stars lined down her back are the stars that we now call the Little Dipper. So can you see how the 4 stars that make the bowl of the dipper are her face? And the other stars that go up for the dipper handle, that's the hippopotamus's back. We now call those stars the Little Dipper. Oh, so the Little Dipper, I'm not a bear, I'm a hippo dipper. Okay, so let's look at those stars again. There's her head, Tawaret's head. There's her back. Oh, and the end one, now, right now, that is Polaris. That is the North Star, right on the end of her back. In the Egyptian story of Taweret the hippo, she was going to have a baby. And Taweret was also the protector of mothers and children. So if you look in the North Sky and you see the Little Dipper, you could see a hippo that protects kids like you. The end! The end of the back end of the hippo and the end of our story. Whoa! There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that story today. I thought it was really different because I had never heard the story of the hippo being the Little Dipper before. So for our craft today, we're going to make a hippopotamus out of a potato, a hippopotamus head out of a potato. So I have a potato. Do you guys have a potato with you today? I hope you do. And if you don't, you can always do this later, but just watch how we do it. But there's my potato. And then I need a stick, so I'm going to use the stick that I was using to show where the North Pole was pointing, because it's got a sharp end on it, and I can stick it into my potato. And I've got a Sharpie marker that writes on potatoes. And if you don't have a Sharpie, I think you could use a water soluble marker too. That works. But Sharpies are darker and bigger. And I have a little piece of brown paper and some scissors, and I have some toothpicks or a glue stick. So let's get started. I think I better turn on my camera that shows on the table so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to turn the camera to my table cam and let's make a hippo. Oh, whoops. I had those there too, but we might not need them. Those were googly eyes. Okay, so here's my potato. How are we gonna make that look like a hippo? So first you have to take a look at your potato and you have to decide which end of the potato is going to be the back of the head and which is going to be the front of the head. So pick up your potato and kind of look at it. Does that look like a face or a mouth to you? Or does that end? I'm going to go with, see how one side of my potato is fatter than the other. This is a little fatter right here, and this is a little skinnier. I'm going to look at my potato. I'm going to go, that's my hippo's nose and mouth. So I'm going to pick up my marker and I'm going to draw. First, I'm going to draw some eyes. I always like to start with some eyes. So if you could also do googly eyes if you wanted, but they don't really stay on a potato too well. So I'm going to draw a circle for one eye on the top of my potato. And then I'm going to go over here and draw a little circle for the other eye. So now I have hippo eyes, but I don't have any hippo eye centers. So I remember that picture of my little cute hippo in the story. And I'm going to try to make these hippo eyes look like that cute hippo by putting some dots. There we go. Does that look like hippo eyes? I hope so. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to do a hippo nose. And hippos are really cool animals. They spend a lot of time in the water, and sometimes they stand on the bottom of the river and they just lift up their head and take a breath of air with their nostrils. And the nostrils are, instead of pointing down like ours are, if you take and touch your nose and you blow out some air, you can feel the air going downward. But hippos' nostrils point upward so they can suck in air when they're underwater. And I'm gonna put some nosy nostrils on the top side of my hippo like this. Oh, and let's see what that looks like. There, I got hippo nostrils, hippo nose. And maybe I'll make it a little bit more 3D by putting some half circles around it. So, because they do stick up. They do stick up. There we go. So that my hippo can breathe while it's standing in the water. There we go. Hippo, hippo, hippo. My hippo needs a mouth, right? So I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to hold up my hippo. And of course, I'm going to put a smiley mouth on my hippo because my hippo is up there in the sky protecting everybody from harm. Woo! There we go. Oh, wow. What's inside a hippo's mouth, do you think? What's inside a hippo's mouth?
Tongue.
A tongue? Oh, yeah, a tongue, definitely. Should we put a tongue sticking out here for our hippo? You know what? I'm going to use my red marker. It's not a Sharpie, but that's okay. I'm going to put a tongue. Maybe there we go. Maybe my hippo is licking something. It's licking something good. And there's a whole lot of teeth in there. A whole lot of teeth. But, you know, you can't see him unless he opens his mouth. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put a little bit of an open mouth here. I don't know if I can do that. Yeah, there we go. See how I did that? Yeah, and I'm going to put some teeth in there, big teeth. And a tongue. There he is. Pretty silly looking, huh? So you can do what you like. Now, so there we go. So my hippo has a nose, a mouth, a tongue, some teeth, some eyes. My hippo doesn't have any ears. So I could draw on ears if I wanted to. And they're just little round ears because when they spend so much time underwater, they don't want to get water in their ears. So they have muscles that can close those ears right up when they go underwater. They're just little round ears like that on the back of its head. But if you want to make them a little bit more 3D, I am going to make my ears stand up a little bit, and I'll show you how to do that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut out of my paper some little round ears, and then I'm going to stick them onto my hippo with either a glue stick or whoops, there we go. See how my little round ears are? I'm going to stick it on my hippo in a minute. And I need two of them, so I should have cut two at the same time so they'd be the same, but I didn't. I forgot to do that. So here we go. Hippo ear, hippo ear, hippo ear. And I just have a piece of brown paper bag, actually. Okay, so I have two hippo ears. And I'm going to put a little fold. See how I folded part of that? There. So I can stick that on my hippo and stick it with a toothpick. I'm going to take a toothpick and break it in half. Whoops, you can't see what I'm doing. There we go. And I'm going to stick it through my paper. Oh, I was going to stick it through my paper. That's hard. And I'm going to stick it on the ear. And there we go. I'm going to stick that toothpick down far into my... Whoa. There's an ear. So I'm going to do that with the other one. And I took the other half of my toothpick and poked it through where I folded the paper. Poke, poke, poke. And then I'm going to put it where my other ear was. And I'm going to poke it down into the potato. Oh, poke, poke, poke. Ah, there we go. So now, oh, look at that. My hippo has ears sticking up. So now I'm going to put my whole potato Hippo-Tater. It's a Hippo-Tater. And I'm going to take you can do this with a pencil too. If you have a pencil that's kind of sharp, and if you don't have a barbecue stick like I do, you can use a pencil and stick it into the bottom. Actually, the picture shows sticking it into the bottom of the hippo like this. Hippo on a stick. But in real life, hippos' heads are connected farther back at the end of the potato like this, rather than directly under it, because their legs kind of walk. Okay, whoops, I can't see. There we go. Whoa, hippo on a stick. All right. So, does he look funny? Let me do that again. Whoa. Let me see his ears. There we go. Hippo on a stick. So my hippo is connected, and I'll show you. We'll go back to FaceTime camera and you can see him. And I want to see some of your hippos if you were able to build one. Whoops, I knocked myself out here. Wait a minute. There we go. I'm back, and I'm back with Hippo. There he is. How did your hippos turn out? Great. You're going to have to come up with a name for your hippos, right? I think mine's going to be Hippo-Tater, or maybe Hippo-Dipper. I don't know. I liked it from the story. Maybe mine's Hippo-Dipper, and yours can be Hippo-Dipper or Hippo-Tater or Hippo, whatever you think. Well, I hope you guys had fun today. I really did. And I'm going to say goodbye, and thanks for joining us for Adventures in Storytime. The Hippo-Dipper.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone. Saw something I had never ever seen before, and here's where you get to make a choice. Was it a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex? And I'm just gonna stick some pine cones in my box, and then the fun starts. I just start rolling them around. Air rushing out of the balloon is going to push that balloon up. So let's see what happens. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow. So that's how rockets kind of work. We are going to build 2 different kinds of rockets today. Cork on as fast as you can, set it down, and wait. Woo! All right.